The road we're on is paved in Garth.
Come along on the journey
as we explore
Garthology.
Think of it more as a conversation. I like that. So if this is truly a conversation, then I say let the conversation begin. Showtime!
Hey everyone, it's Deb.
And I'm Pete.
And I'm Jess.
Welcome to another episode of Garthology. The gang's all here to discuss some really good news that Garth Brooks recently shared about streaming some of his new music. So, let's talk about music streaming. As most of you are probably aware, in 2016, Garth inked a deal with Amazon to exclusively stream his music only on Amazon Music. That means no Apple, no Spotify, or any other music platform, which I don't know of another artist that does that. I know that lack of being able to stream Garth's music has probably bothered a lot of people. But last year, Garth explained it in a way that helped me to not be bothered as much by it. At the Country Radio Seminar in Nashville in March 2023, Garth said, "The fact is that Amazon is a retailer as well. So you can sign your streaming deal, but part of that streaming deal is to move those physical units so the songwriters get paid." So Garth making the decision to stream on Amazon Music meant that the people that write his songs still get their cut for the physical albums that Amazon also sells. That is something that the other streaming services just cannot offer. So that rationale really helped me to understand Garth's decision a little bit more because, as we all know, the people who write his songs are really important to him. So now on to the good news that Garth recently shared. Garth's newest album, titled Time Traveler, was only available in his third limited series box set, which was released on November 24th, 2023. And that set was sold exclusively through Bass Pro Shops. So the only way to get your hands on the entire Time Traveler album was to purchase a box set, and you had to get it through one retailer. So that was kind of limiting for many fans. But listening to Time Traveler is about to get a lot easier because Garth recently announced that the entire Time Traveler album will start streaming on Amazon Music beginning September 6th, 2024. Yes, it will finally all be available for those who were unable to purchase the Bass Pro box set.
Yay!
Yay!
It's going to be awesome.
I'm certain there are people out there that are so excited.
Oh yeah.
For sure. I can't wait. I have the box set, which we'll get to, but yeah, just think about how easy it'll be.
Yep.
Yeah, just click on your Amazon app.
Exactly. So I know I bought the limited series box set. As a matter of fact, I pre-ordered it, the physical box set, back on August 3rd, 2023, and I received it at the beginning of November 2023 when it was officially released. And I remember I was so excited at having Garth's new music in my hands. So what about you guys? Pete, how did you originally get Time Traveler?
Well, it's kind of funny because on August 3rd, when it came out, of course, I'm sure the three of us were probably texting. I didn't go back and look at dates or whatever, but I've always been one to make sure that I've pre-ordered it and made sure that I had it or whatever. So I pre-ordered it. And then you got yours and I was like, okay, mine will come. I imagine, I could see people saying, oh, has yours come yet? No, yours hasn't come yet. Yours hasn't come yet. And then whatever, I didn't get mine. And then honestly, I don't know, there was a lot of things going on in the month of November for me. We were getting ready to open up a new shop and we were closing escrow and holiday. I don't know what it was, but it didn't come. And then Aunt Deb at one point or something comes up and she goes, so what do you think about it? And I said, well, I'll tell you what I think. I think they stole my money because I don't have the box set. So I had to log back in and go on. And I realized that when I logged back in that the payment, there was a problem with my payment. I'm like, what do you mean it was declined? Like that's embarrassing. Well, I had entered the wrong expiration date on there, so it never. I got the confirmation that the order had been made,
He
but
was
they
so
could never send
excited
it.
he
'cause I
didn't
never
even type
paid.
it in right.
Yeah, didn't even type it in right. So, anyways, of course, I went fixed that or whatever, and then lo and behold, within a week or whatever, it showed up, and that's how I was able to get the album, the entire box set and the album. So, yep, that's what happened to me. What about you, Jess? How did you get it?
I was one of the last people, I think, on the planet to get it. Actually,
Even longer than me?
even longer than you, because I kept thinking I could have just ordered it. I don't know why I didn't, but I just kept thinking like, I'll get to the Bass Pro Shop. I'll just go and pick it up. But I'm in rural Oklahoma, so the closest Bass Pro Shop to me is over an hour away, a little over an hour. So as much as I kept thinking like, oh, I'll get there, I'll get there and I'll pick it up. It'll still be there hopefully, and I'll make it. I just never did. And so I actually, the first Bass Pro Shop that I made it to was in Vegas this summer when we went to see the live show. And Deb and I went, and I was like, okay, I have to get this box
Yeah,
set.
you're there now.
Because
You didn't go to the one closest to you. You went one
I
states
flew
away.
across the country
Yeah.
to go and buy it at a different Bass Pro.
Yeah,
Yeah, so like 6 months and 1,500 or whatever miles later,
yeah.
I
Maybe
finally
the
got the
last
box
one to get
set.
it, but you were the one who went the furthest to get it. Look at you, go you.
Right? I should get some kind of award for that, right?
Yeah.
You should. And it's funny now because you get it in June and it's going to start streaming in September.
I know. You know what? But I am not going to complain about it. I'm still very happy it's going to be streaming. So that's okay.
That was so funny. Yeah, I couldn't believe it when we walked in Bass Pro Shop and Jess says, I still don't own this album. So what?
Yeah. Deb was like, well, you're going to buy it today, right? I was like, well, yeah, of course.
Oh, that's funny. And we couldn't listen to it on the way home because it was CDs and my car doesn't
Yes!
have a CD
Oh.
player.
Yes. Mine either.
Oh, that's funny. So, as we mentioned, the name of his newest album is Time Traveler. And you might be wondering how Garth got that name. He didn't just pick a catchy title for this album. It's actually a concept that ties the whole album together. Because this album isn't just a collection of songs, but a musical journey through different eras of country music. We all know that Garth has always had a deep appreciation for the history of the genre, and I think this album reflects that. He recently said, "My favorite genre of country music has to be the 60s and 70s. Then, if there's a second, it's the 80s because of Strait and Travis and Skaggs and Whitley. This was a fun thing to get to do and visit all the different eras of country music." So personally, I definitely get an 80s country music vibe from a couple of the songs on Time Traveler, and most especially from a song titled Another Man's Sky, which I know Pete loves that song.
Love that song.
I love that song too. And for some reason, something about it kind of gives me an 80s vibe. So Pete, if you had to pick one song on Time Traveler that represents a different era for you, which would it be?
Yeah, I picked Rodeo Man, but I gotta say, it was a hard toss-up between Rodeo Man and a song called The Ride. The reason why I picked Rodeo Man is because anytime, in my opinion, that you add Ronnie Dunn to a song, it gets a little edge on others, I guess, to me. And this song takes me back to an era. It's funny because I could kind of see Garth just going crazy on this at Willie's in Oklahoma, but then it takes me back to an era of one of the first country concerts I ever went to other than a Garth concert. And it was seeing Brooks and Dunn in the early 2000s. I saw their Neon Moon circus show, something rather. It was the longest title of a tour I'd ever seen. But I saw him at the Glen Helen Pavilion. And for whatever reason, listening to this song, maybe it's because Ronnie Dunn's on it with Garth, it puts me right back there in those grass seats because I wasn't making a lot of money. Whatever. We sat on the grass and we drank a bunch of the Coors banquet beer. And
You probably had the most fun too.
it was an amazing time. Like I'll forever, ever remember that. And so this song takes me back to that era, early 2000s. It's boot scooting. It's like country when country was country music. It's the kind of song that like it gets you like it could get you into a fight in a honky tonk, I think, you know. It's that two-step and like listening to it, some of the lyrics, but like Ben rode hard and put away wet, like there's so much to the song. I love it. It's country. I turn it up full blast. It gives me chills every time I hear it. So that's why I went with Rodeo Man. What about you, Jess? What'd you pick?
I picked The Ship in the Bottle. I really love this song. Something about it, I don't even know that it's the sound so much, although a little bit the sound does make me think of an older country feel, maybe back in the 60s and 70s, like the earlier, even before the more honky tonk sound of the 80s. But I think too, because of the content of the song, without going too much into it, because I'm sure we will cover this album at some point and talk in depth about each song. So like you, I won't get too into the lyrics or anything, but the general feel of the song and content of the song is talking about a ship in a bottle and comparing the man and the woman to the bottle and the ship. And, you know, ships in a bottle have been around for, you know, I don't know, 1700s, 1800s. People have been doing that for a long time. So there's just an older feel to that, even the idea of the song. But I grew up with, and we've touched on it before, my parents and stuff were big Jimmy Buffett fans. And so they had friends and they would go on the sailboat. And so I grew up with that kind of nautical. So to me, it feels like the late 70s, early 80s, maybe. And it was older then. So probably more like the early 70s. And it was a big thing. Like they would have like the ship in the bottle sitting around, and it may be just personal to me, more than like a general feel for the album, but I don't know. Maybe that was where Garth was at with it too. But for me, that is a very throwback song, like all the way back in country, in the content and the sound of the song. And I started to go way into it and in depth looking at the lyrics and everything in the story. And then I was like, oh, I'm getting way ahead of myself. I really like this, but I need to save it a little bit for when we go into it more in depth.
Yeah, that's for another episode.
Yes, exactly.
Plenty.
You know, I was thinking, though, it's funny because now here we are talking about the fact that this album's going to stream on Amazon Music. But because it isn't yet, I still listened to it on my phone. And when I pulled up the album and tried to decide, okay, what song do I want to talk about and what era does it remind me of? That reminded me what I went through to get this album on my phone, which, you know, throws it all back to the whole CD thing. So I want to know that from you guys too. So the way that I got it, now I know for Jess, this will be different because she literally just got the set, but way back in November when I got this set, I wanted it on my phone because, like I said, my car doesn't have a CD player. I had no way to listen to it. So I had to get an external CD-ROM player so that I could put it into Apple Music so that I could then put it on my phone. So that's my story of how I did get it on my phone. So I have it on there now, even though Amazon's going to have it. And for everyone else out there, it'll be so much easier. But Pete, how did you get it? How do you listen to it right now today?
Listen, I don't know that I want to admit this, but I'm going to take us all back down to, couple, maybe mid-90s or whatever. When you used to record messages on your, hey, this is Peter, everybody. And then it'd play music in the background. You hold your phone up to the little sound plate and it would play. Like, sorry, I can't get your call. Leave me a message. I'll get back to you. And it was some R&B thing. Okay. So listen, I don't have a computer that has a CD-ROM player or whatever it's called, but I had a DVD player that played CD music. So I put that song in that thing out on the TV, right? I pushed play on the voice recorder to my phone and I recorded the songs and the voice recording part on my phone and kept them there. And then I would just stop at every song, and I would name the name of the song. So then you'd hear the dog barking in the background, some TV in the other room, whatever it was. But hey, I was able to listen to it at least. So that's what I did.
You're going to miss it in the stream now. You're going to be like, oh, that's where Bear barked.
Yeah. What's the lyric to that song? I never heard that before. Yeah, so that's what I did.
Where's Garth's dog barking? I don't understand.
Yeah. Can you imagine me releasing that? Where'd this guy get those songs from? But so that's how I did it. And then finally, then the newest box set came out, and I was so sick and tired of doing stuff like it back in then. I was like, this is the newest technology we got. There's got to be something. So I went and I bought an external CD player. for my office, my computer there, and I plugged it in. And so now I can listen to all the CDs I want at work. But that's how I got it to my phone until I recently bought this probably 2 months ago or whatever it's been. So that's how I did it. It was awesome. It took me right back to high school when I was leaving a voicemail message for my friends. Yeah, and so Jess, I'm guessing you don't have much of a story on this one?
I do not. I am impressed by your ingenuity on that, though. That's pretty awesome. No, I'm still listening to it on like the little boom box in the house because I can't like had to drag it out of storage to play CDs.
Great.
Seriously. So I haven't been able to listen to it in the car at all because I don't have it. Ages ago, I would have had the capability to rip it. I would have had a laptop with a CD-ROM. I don't have any of that anymore. So I was in the same boat as you guys. But now, thankfully, it's not going to be so long. I'm going to be able to stream all of it, and I won't have to go through all the hassle that you guys had to go through.
You know what I just realized? Like, I'm super excited. You guys know I just got the new truck. I could just tell, hey, Alexa, play Garth Brooks, and then boom.
You can. Yep.
No, Alexa, stop. Yeah, sorry. I know there was a little
not right now.
Yeah,
not right now, Alexa.
But anyways, I could just do that right on the truck when it comes out. That's awesome.
Yes,
it's true. See, another good reason why Amazon Music's the way to go.
Yeah.
It's everywhere.
All right, everyone. That's it for this episode. Don't forget to mark your calendars for September 6th and get ready to experience Time Traveler on Amazon Music. Trust me, this is one musical journey you won't want to miss. I am so excited for those of you that will finally have access to it. September 6th, y'all. So, have you remembered to subscribe to our podcast on your podcast platform of choice? If not, you should do so today. And if you get the chance and you listen on Apple Podcasts, stop by today and leave us a review and hit that 5-star button if you like what you hear. And don't forget to share us with everyone you know. That way you can help your friends in low places become Garthologists too.
Yeah, and speaking about friends in low places, if you guys are on social media, we are as well. So if you're on Facebook, we are at facebook.com/GarthologyCast. If you are on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, or Threads, we are at GarthologyCast there. We love the interaction. We love the shares, the tweets, the retweets, and anything and everything else that you do there, including the private messages. So please continue to do what you guys do, and we appreciate your guys' support.
And as always, you can find new episodes of Garthology on the 7th, 17th, and 27th of each month. So please be sure to join us for our next episode. Till next time.
Thanks for joining us for another episode of Garthology. And I'm Deb.
I'm Pete.
And I'm Jess. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone. And remember, love will always win.
Finish it! Finish it!
Bloopers.
Now I just picture Jess walking around the house with a boombox up on her shoulder and
for real.
vacuuming with the other arm.
Bo's looking at her like, what in the world?
My poor toddler is scarred. He's like, what is she doing?
That's fantastic. Oh, Garth, what we go through to listen to your music.
Yeah.